Welcome to Prashi Ascending, and this is going to be another video on Bhagavad Puran. So today what we are going to discuss about is going to be a little more on the area of knowledge. So till now what we have discussed is about devotion, like why the path of devotion is not working out, why sometimes we struggle with being successful. So the main gist of that is there has to be unconditional surrender, and if you're not in the energy of unconditional surrender, what's going to happen is you're still going to expect like more and more, and then when we don't get the desired results of our actions, it's it's not going to really look like devotion. It's going to feel like business and trading, and that's not what a path of success looks like. So, after devotion, today we are going to talk about the path of knowledge, and this is going to be in reference with Bhagavad Puran, where the person A, I'm specifically like not taking names so that it doesn't really sound more like a story, but I want to like help you understand the gist of the story and the main crux of the matter. So, what happens is again, the person A is asking to the person B regarding the path of knowledge, like having the knowledge. Let's say you're listening to this YouTube video and now you know what is devotion, what is success, what can we not do for not being successful, and all of that. But like knowledge has also failed, so not just devotion, so knowledge has also failed. So the person asks like, oh, like you just pretty much know everything, like you know Vedas, you know Upanishads, and you know like different scriptures and the readings of the scriptures. So what happened to you? Why did you fail? So the person like, it's the unconditional love talking. So the person A here who is asking all these questions is operating from illusion. It's the egoic mind. And the person B, you can call it like either unconditional love, or you can call it like the soul, pure consciousness, because it's actually one and the same. So unconditional love, what is the response to unconditional love? To the egoic mind who is saying that I know everything, still I am not happy. So the answer is like, whenever you choose again any anything over anything else, so you're still set up for struggle. So when you say I know this, I know that, what is the empirical evidence that you have gone through those tests? It's like learning a textbook or reading a novel is different, but actually going out in the world and like giving those tests and learning from those tests is a very different experience. So what the soul or the unconditional love, it's saying that you have knowledge, so wherever there is knowledge there is ignorance. So you're still not aware about a lot of things. For example, like if I put you in a very troublesome situation of any result, like for example, a very basic example, like if you see your loved ones suffering, what happens to us when we see our loved ones suffering? Like maybe if we are knowledgeable enough that everything is an illusion, everything is just passing, but when it comes to our loved ones and when we see them like suffering, and suffering meaning like really badly suffering, so it could be like financially, emotionally, or in the matters of health, we really lose control and we become like all panicky. So you remember all those incidents in your life, like the real knowledgeable and how we call in today's world well educated, well groomed people, when something really bad happens to their loved ones, imagine all the reactions that you have seen so far. They are like, why did this happen? And they turn really extremely emotional. All the knowledge that they have had just goes for a toss. So maybe yes, you're able to apply the knowledge to yourself. You are staying like calm and peaceful in different crisis situations, but when it comes to the people you love, again you're like, you're not really handling well with your knowledge. So that's why Krishna, or unconditional love, or the soul, is saying here that even when you're choosing knowledge, if you are stuck in the game of duality, if you're not ready to accept everything the way it is, which is only possible through the way of unconditional love, that you allow everything to exist, you're not in the energy of resistance, and you completely believe in this fact and surrender to this fact that everything is beyond good and bad. So when you reach that state of being, so understand it is a state of being, it is not state of a mind. Like, you can't like chant a mantra, or like do a yoga posture, or like do like a karma cleanse, and like donate a lot, or charity, or anything, and you're going to achieve this state of like good and bad, and right and wrong, everything is equal, and everything is nice and so wonderful, and I enjoy the colors of life. That's not going to happen like that. So we are going to see, actually, like, don't worry, like, how what is the path of unconditional love, and it's going to be with certain exercises, because ultimately you have to find it within yourself. And with Bhagavad Puran, they have just set out instructions, but there's nothing set in stone that you would know it. But yes, with Bhagavad Puran, and thankfully with the grace of Radhe Krishna, at least we have something to follow, that okay, how do we become unconditional love? That's what we are going to say about it. We are not going to say how are we going to learn unconditional love, how are we going to be devoted to unconditional love, how do we do unconditional love. It has got nothing to do with doing, it's all about being. So you're going to learn to be unconditional love. So and like, language is going to be a bit of a barrier, because you cannot describe it in extreme clear words, be it any language. But I'm going to try make it as simple as possible. So if I say words like learn and all of that, like, don't start thinking that, oh, now you started talking about the knowledge part. No, just understand that, like, language is not a clear representation of the biggest secrets of the universe. So yes, that is like a testimony why knowledge fails. When you see the people you love in pain, you will not be able to use your knowledge in that sense. So that's what happens, that's how knowledge fails. So again, we will go in the minuscule details of what is the path of knowledge, if it is suited for you, for your personality type, and what are the blocks that you might receive on the path of knowledge. And one thing that also I would like to tell you is, we have to pick up, or I mean, it's up to your choice, but it becomes easier when you know which path is comfortable for you. And then we start being unconditional love, because otherwise it's going to be like, being on like a very high protein diet, and if you are not even doing like a walking exercise, it's not going to be suitable for you, and it's going to be expensive for your mind, body, and soul. So that's why I'm starting this with, devotion, knowledge, and karma. What are these paths? Which path is suited for you? What are the blocks on these paths? And how can you transcend that? And then we will completely open up the book of unconditional love, and all these references, like from knowledge and devotion and the karma, is also from Bhagavad Puran. So I hope you're enjoying and understanding the content that I'm putting out here. I'll really appreciate if you leave some feedback, and please share these videos with your family and friends. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Till then, Radhe Radhe.